I didn't go in with great expectations with Jordan Love. I did not. I was not unfair. We talked about it Friday. I said 20 of 29, no TDs, no interceptions, run the offense. If my kids were going to a huge dinner, and I mean like a once-a-lifetime dinner, it was a governor's ball, and my kids had to go. Or I mean, we all have like one time in our lives with our kids, a real fancy ball. And they go there, and they're kids, and they don't know where to put the fork and the spoon, and it's not very good, and they're kind of anxious, and make sure you put the napkin up. Well, if I don't prepare them, that's on me. But if I send them to etiquette school for 18 months, even though they're kids, and they're still a tire fire, that's on my kids. My kids are smart. You got to be able to learn. That'd be on them, not dad. Okay, Jordan Love had 18 months in one of the best etiquette schools in the NFL. Matt LaFleur is really good. The Packers O-line, oh gosh, once again, it's really good. 2 excellent running backs, star receiver, smart system. That was wildly underwhelming. And by the way, you can tell a lot from a player based on how the opponent attacks him and how the coaches call the plays. Green Bay coaches did not trust Jordan Love 18 months in that system with those players around him. And Kansas City coaches did not respect him. People haven't blitzed Brady in 15 years. And I'm not saying he's Brady. They didn't worry at all about getting burned. And that's okay for Justin Fields because he is being inserted into the starting lineup. Jordan Love's been there 18 months. I didn't get a single wow moment. Everybody bangs, including me, on Jalen Hurts. But I watched Jalen Hurts again yesterday, and I'm getting wow all over the field. Now, I can't throw a deep ball. He's got limitations. But when I watch Jalen Hurts, 22 points, 44 points, 24 points, I see production. He's got Charger defensive backs running all over the field. They could have easily won that game, and he's imperfect. You got to give me a wow moment. Burrow did in his first start. Herbert did in his first start. You got to give me something, and those guys didn't have 18 months. Hell, Herbert didn't have a preseason. You got to give me a wow moment. This Green Bay, just the offense. First of all, the team's really good, but the offense was missing 11 starters, went to Arizona, and Arizona, my friends, may be the best team in the league. Went to Arizona, missing 11 starters, and not only won the game, controlled the line of scrimmage, pushed Arizona all over the field, like Arizona pushed San Francisco yesterday all over the field. So Jordan Love had a ton of help here. By the way, this has never been about Jordan's better than Aaron. We didn't have huge expectations. What it's about is, remember, and this is a real thing, Joy and I have been on this for a year, that coaches see practice. So when the Dolphins were bailing on Tua like 6 months ago, and the teammates weren't voting him captain 2 months ago, well, they're seeing practice stuff we're not, right? Like that was telling you, the players weren't in on Tua, and the coaches knew how limited he was. When you watch that game plan last night, that is a coaching staff that was training wheel stuff. The Chargers had more confidence in Justin Herbert with no preseason against the Kansas City Chiefs. They just let him go. You go look at Joe Burrow, Andrew Luck, and I'm not saying Jordan Love has to be this. Now, we all know the game here. If Brady has a bad game, Bruce Arians will walk up and dog cuss Brady because he can handle it. We know with young quarterbacks, and this is smart, hey, it's on me, it's on me, it's on me. Okay, we get it. But am I supposed to believe Matt LaFleur, a really sharp guy, all week in practice said, Kansas City won't bring any pressure. Yeah, we have a young quarterback. He won't bring any pressure. That's how the Steelers tonight when they face the Bears. What are the Steelers going to do against the Bears? They're going to bring pressure. What did teams like, yesterday, Carolina against Mac Jones, what do? They bring pressure. You don't even have to know football to know. That's like what you do. So you're going to tell me Matt LaFleur's like, wow, I would have never guessed this. Well, they're bringing pressure. You've been there for 18 months. Again, I wasn't looking looking for much, but you got to give me wow moments. You folks out there are critical of Lamar Jackson. Hell, he gives you a wow moment before kickoff. I mean, Lamar Jackson is just all over the place. Jalen Hurts get criticized. I criticize him, but he gives me a lot of, okay, he's making people miss. I watch them. I'm like, arm, it's okay. Escapability, he's athletic. Size, seems good enough. Poise, feet, You got to give me something. And stop giving me the Josh Allen comp. Well, his first year, Josh Allen, first start was 6'6", throwing the ball 75 yards and leaping over linebackers. There's a reason they were patient with Josh Allen. There's a reason Miami isn't with Tua. Like sometimes you're like, oh, that's unbelievable talent. It's just going to take a while. But I was totally underwhelmed. All right, so many of you, it's just really unfortunate. Think I'm against Baker Mayfield. So Baker didn't have OBJ. The world, you would have thought he, completed 60 passes. He completed 14. But there's no reason to be petty. Baker talked about OBJ gone, new locker room, and the win. They write books about leadership. You don't have to be the smartest guy in the room like Aaron. You don't want to be moody like Jay Cutler. Leadership is right there. Not being petty. I like my guys. Not worried about the other guy. I wish him well. Always liked him. That's what leadership looks like. They write books about it. Don't always have to win the argument. Don't have to be the smartest guy in the room. Don't get petty. Focus on the now. Live in the moment. That's what Baker did. And by the way, we all know what I'm about to say is true. You ever gone on a camping trip with buddies? Whitewater rafting trip? Vegas with the girls? You know that the people you select for that are very important. Almost like groomsmen or bridesmaids. Like, there are certain people you're like, oh, I love her, but that's not going to be space for her. You ever gone on a camping trip? You ever gone to a Vegas weekend? Takes one person that doesn't fit the room, blows it all up. Doesn't mean they're bad people. But we've all experienced this. It's nothing against OBJ. But it didn't really work, right? And you could see it early. So new rule from this point forward. Sometimes quarterbacks are better. Dak without Dez. Baker without OBJ. Folks, it's not about collecting talent, as Belichick says. You're building a team. OBJ, a lot of maintenance and a lot of drama, and he runs hot, and he just wasn't great for the room. And Baker yesterday looked incredibly comfortable. 8 different receivers, mixed it around. This team's never needed OBJ. They've got 2 excellent tight ends, the best offensive line, in my opinion, in football. Nick Chubb is a stud. Kevin Stefanski's a great play caller. Between Jarvis Landry and Donovan Peoples-Jones, those are an excellent tandem of receivers. You've got more than enough. You don't need another person on the camping trip. You don't need another groomsman. Like, it's fine. It's a good wedding party. There's enough here. Just that one person that was a little bit, as they call him, a cooler. Was just a little needy, a little dramatic. Doesn't mean he's a bad person. He just never fit the room. We all know this to be true. It's not like when you look at Cleveland, you're like, you know what they need? A dramatic wide receiver. They got 2 good ones. They just don't have an offensive line or a running game. No, they have that. Well, their coach is an old school defensive guy. Nope, that's not it. I mean, Baker completed 14 passes. Let's not go crazy here. But what I saw was he's comfortable. That's when Baker's at his best. We're running the ball. I'm throwing on 2nd and 4. I'm throwing on 3rd and 2. Donovan Peoples-Jones has been wide open multiple times in the last 7 weeks. It's not like a guy who can't create space. So we all know this. In our personal lives, there's people like you love them, but they'll screw up the camping trip. You love her, but she'll screw up the Vegas weekend. It's okay. It doesn't mean they're bad people. But OBJ never fit Cleveland. Baker looked incredibly comfortable. And this offense does not need anybody else. This is a really good offense. Great O-line, 2 tight ends, 2 nice receivers. Nick Chubb's a stud, smart play caller and designer, and a quarterback capable, when you give him space and make him comfortable, of getting you in the 40s. You saw it all on display. But can we stop with this whole thing that more talent is always better? You saw Kyrie in the Celtics. I mean, Kyrie to the Celtics, how did it not work? Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, good coach, Kyrie Irving. Didn't work. Didn't work in the room. Didn't work at practice. It's okay, it happens. Because it happens in our life. And football's not that different, believe it or not. It's human beings. It's a job than our lives. All right. By the way, that was Baker's 5th career game with a 130-plus passer rating. Odell Beckham didn't play in 4 of them, played in 1, and didn't record a catch. That's data. We've been banging on for 2 years. The data was there. Don't fight it. It's better without him. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.